Hey guys, it is Tanya, and welcome back to the channel, and welcome back to another speed build. Today I'm building a grandma for a cottage for a grandma. Wow, I messed that up. But basically, I don't know how I've gone this long with cottage living, and I haven't built a grandma's cottage yet. How did that happen? So we're doing that here today. This is going to be a 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom house coming in at around 60,000 simoleons, and I was imagining it was for a single grandmother who sometimes has their grandkids come over to stay with them. And we are building downtown on Cobble Bottom Street in downtown Henford on Bagley. So I hope you guys do like this build. If you do, you can download it on the Sims 4 gallery. You can find it under my EA ID, which is Gryphi, Gryphi. You can also find it under the hashtag Miss Gryphi, and that information will also be in the description down below. And while we're at it, you should press the like button below this video. It helps me out. Anyway, we're playing around with the roof line here now, and this ends up being somewhat an L-shaped house. I really like the shape of this house. I think it's a little quirky and just feels like the perfect little grandma cottage. I had a lot of fun with color here, and I'm definitely using a lot of the items from Cottage Living. Very, very Cottage Living inspired. Probably overusing a little bit, but they're still new and exciting to me, all of the items from this pack in this world. It's just absolutely beautiful, and so of course I had to use a lot of it. Just placing down some wisteria now. This house is kind of coated in it, and then working with the windows. I do really like how they were brown at first, but I do change them to this blue tone in the end. I experimented with the blue swatches, like more pastel-y blue that came with this pack, and I really like them. I feel like typically when I pick out windows, they're either going to be white 95% of the time, or like 5% of the time I might go for like a black or a brown, like a darker color. But it's just something about white windows. I guess it's my experience that most windows I've seen are all just like white, really simple. There's not much to them windows. I love the variety we have in the game though, but I have a little bit of trouble like using them. But these ones are my favorite ones that came with the pack, the ones that have this like the crisscross pattern in them, the ones with the shutters, the ones upstairs where the window is partially open. They're all just so beautiful. I had been trying to use a bit of an awning over on the left side of the build, and it wasn't really working because I couldn't find a window that would work under it that would still match the rest of the house. But then I realized there was this sort of bay window that matched the style that came with Cottage Living as well. So I swapped it out for that for a very similar effect, and now we are working on the side yard that this lot is going to have. I really love how the exterior of this came out, and I had a lot of fun with the yard because it's very closed in. I never do closed in front yards like this where there's a gate kind of encompassing the whole space. So that was a little bit different. And then this is a fence, or not a fence, this is a gate from Debug. That is the normal fence that comes with this pack in the regular catalog, but it's open. So I really enjoyed placing that out front, and then just getting some more plants hanging up at the windows. There's lots of ivy all over this house, and there's going to be a bit of a structured garden bed out front as well. I framed that out with low-lying fences, and then getting some more plants from Debug. I'm actually going to be grabbing one of those planters that I put over on the right side of the screen, the longer one, and placing that in the structured garden bed over on the right side of the build. And it fits in there perfectly, and it was way too exciting for me. Like, I get unreasonably excited about things in The Sims when I'm building, and if you watched back the stream, or you were in the stream where I built this over on Twitch first, you would have seen how excited I got when I placed it in there. But it just fits perfectly. It looks like it was meant to be there, so I had to. And then I'm using this tree, which is from Get Together, those stepping stones from base game. So pretty. Honestly, if you have never gone through the Debug catalog or the Show Live Edit Objects catalog, I had to think of what the last word of that was. You need to. There are so many beautiful items for landscaping and so many other things as well, but mainly landscaping, and you're missing out. You're really missing out. But anyway, I got some garden plots out here. I was thinking Grandma would do a little bit of gardening, but not too much. There's also a flower arranging table, a laundry line, a rabbit stump, and I thought a little gnome out here would also be a cute addition. I really like the gnomes in the game. The Sims has made me like gnomes. I never liked gnomes before, but I do now. I even bought like a little spooky gnome for Halloween this year. I found him at a Marshall's because all of the stores have all the Halloween stuff out already, and he was just so cute. I had to get him, so he's gonna be chilling in my office come October, and I'm unreasonably excited about it because I love Halloween. I cannot wait to decorate for the fall. I cannot wait to decorate for spooky season, so all about that. Sorry if you're not ready for that season yet. I know I keep talking about it. It's just been on my mind a lot lately. But anyway, on the outside here, I did add the like post box or the mailbox on the exterior, like right next to the door. I love the one that came with Snowy Escape. I feel like it makes so much more sense for a lot of builds and doesn't look so out of place because there's never really a good spot to put a mailbox in a build. I struggle with that a lot. Let me know if you guys do as well. So I thought that that one worked out nicely here. We also have a couple of planter boxes outside. And then the back of the build is really flat, so I wanted to cover it with some more vines and ivy and just make it look a little bit more busy and overgrown. So that is what I did, and then we're working on painting it, and I also end up adding some of these roof details that came with the pack. I think they're really pretty, and I wasn't sure at first if I was going to be able to use them because of the shape of the roof, but I was able to in the end, and I think they look really cute. And then just adding a chimney as well, and working on the floor plan here shortly. Getting some windows out the back that are going to be covered up by some of that ivy, but that works out okay. The downstairs is really the primary living space and also grandma's bedroom and one of the bathrooms. And then upstairs there is a spare bedroom as well as another bathroom, and that is going to be where grandkids can stay if they come to visit. I just thought it would work nicely for a layout. It's just like a spare room. You could also redecorate that room instead of having it as a grandkids room. It could be literally anybody's room, or it could be like a craft room for grandma, or just like some sort of hobby room. My grandma has an extra room upstairs in her house that she just likes to go up there and sit and read alone in that room. And I liked the idea of it. So I did decorate it for grandkids though, but that's another thing you could change. Anyway, when you first walk in, you're in like a little hallway, and then that opens up into the living room. The kitchen is going to be off to the side. And then there's a tiny hallway that's the bathroom and the bedroom for grandma. But we're getting some archways in here now. Do I keep that size archway or do I make it smaller? For some reason, I think I make it smaller, but this is going to be the kitchen, this room here, and it has a doorway out into the yard as well. So I made sure to put that shelf that has like the watering can and stuff like that as you head out into the garden. And then I was just being like, okay, this is going to be what this room is. So throwing beds and stuff in the rooms to plan it out as I went. But I am using the blue swatch of the the cottage living set. We have two different like country or cottage-esque counter sets now. So I feel like I'm going to keep saying the wrong names. But the cottage living set in here, and I just thought the pink and the blue was perfect. I definitely associate like this baby blue with my grandma. It's one of her favorite colors. She just loves blue. And so it screamed grandma to me because of that. It's a beautiful color, and just getting a nice backsplash in here. And I sized down these Space Game curtains, and they fit perfectly over these windows. I thought that looked really nice. And then getting some of these clutter pieces, which are also from the Country Kitchen kit. I love clutter. So if we get a clutter kit or a plant kit, I will be all about that. Anyway, just getting a trash can over here as well. And then I should be placing a small table, like a console table in the middle of the room. I really like using those as like movable island pieces. I think that's pretty realistic, something you would have purchased. It wasn't built into the house, but you wanted another prep space. It's not usable that way in the game because it's not actually a counter, but it gives the appearance of that, and you can add some more clutter. And then we have the table and chairs in here. It's pretty cluttered, and I love that look. I also got a china hutch over in the corner, which I thought looked pretty cute, and getting a basket of pillows and blankets and stuff in here. I like putting those around. It sort of feels like a laundry basket, but a little smaller and cute. And then there's some decorative plates on the counter and a little sign. I've been using that sign a lot lately in my builds. It's one of the ones from the free holiday pack. And I also use the shelf under the counter that has like a succulent and stuff on it and a hanging cutting board that came with this pack. But we've moved on into the living room, so I won't talk about the kitchen anymore. So we're using the new fireplace that came with this pack. And then I can't remember if I keep this sofa. This is a base game sofa. Or not base game sofa. This one is from City Living. I think it's one you can get from the flea market. And then the beautiful fireplace from Cottage Living is so nice. Okay, yeah, I did swap it out for one from Cats and Dogs. I couldn't remember if I did that because I remembered setting down the City Living one, but I was thinking about the Cats and Dogs one. So it looks like I did change it in the end, and getting some artwork in here. We're using the little TV from the Eco Lifestyle pack. Oh, and I got a cat tree. I love the idea of there being kitties in this house. Once again, inspired by my grandma, who is very much a cat person. So I added that in here, and we're getting some books behind the couch as well. It's kind of cluttered, and I wouldn't say this is a messy room. It just feels like not entirely cohesive, but that's kind of what I wanted. I don't know if that comes across, but not everything perfectly matches. We have this very floral armchair. We have this other floral coffee table from the paranormal pack. We have some flowers all around, but I don't feel like everything matches. I also put some like family portraits over on the wall over here. I thought that was cute, and a little cat scratchy post, as well as a cat bed. Just lots of cat stuff here. And then we're working on the main entryway, where I just wanted to have a place to hang up a coat, and I decided to make that into a separate room as well with its own archway, because it just felt a little bit better that way, made it feel much more closed off, and I liked that look. And then I just got another of these end tables from Cottage Living to put in that entryway with a mirror above it, and I think some flowers. Fairly certain that's pretty much all I did in this area, unless I added a rug or a mirror, which I might have done. Oh no, I added the clock. I really like that clock from this pack. That was something I was very excited to get. We got some shoes out here as well, and of course a fire alarm and your temperature controls, and the rug that I remembered that I added. Perfect. But in here, I'm just changing some of the colors of the walls. We have a very busy floral pattern in here. Like I said, it's kind of a mess of patterns and colors, but I enjoyed that about the build, so hopefully you guys will find it charming too. It screams grandma to me, and that's definitely what I was going for. So anyway, this is the downstairs bathroom. It's just a regular bathroom, but it doesn't have a bathtub. It only has a shower. It's not really that exciting. It's just using the same tile that we used as the backsplash in the kitchen. Have a couple of towels in here, a nice little painting. I have trouble making bathrooms interesting. Every once in a while, I make a bathroom and I'm like, oh, that one's really cute. I like it quite a bit. But most of the time, I'm just like, it's a bathroom. It looks the same. Anyway, we're moving on into Grandma's room. I am using the new bed that came with Cottage Living because I still really, really like it. I think the swatches work perfectly for this idea. And I wanted to add a rocking chair in here. I couldn't fit it in the end, so I ended up putting it upstairs because I thought it was important to have a dresser down here for this room. So the rocking chair ends up being in the hallway upstairs, but it's okay. I think it worked out anyway. Hopefully. You guys can let me know what you think. And then I added a laundry basket at the top of the steps because I realized I had put the laundry line and the wash bucket outside, but I didn't put any hampers. That's always what I forget when I put laundry to build. I'm like, oh, there are no hampers in this house. Great. Your Sims are going to leave clothes everywhere. But this is that rocking chair at the top of the steps now. And then at first I'm putting some plant stuff over here. And then the other thing I always forget is kitty litter boxes when I imagine there was a cat, and food bowls. So I will go back and add a food bowl in the kitchen. And then I will also remove that, like, I guess it's sort of like a wheelbarrow that's in the hallway with some plants on it. And that'll be where the kitty litter box goes. Because I don't know why I always forget those items, but I did go back and add them later. But this is the room I imagine the grandkids could stay in. There's an old bunk bed in here and just a couple of decorations on the bookcase. I didn't want, or not bookcase, on the dresser. I wanted to have some toys in here and like some stuff, but I didn't want to overly decorate the space, like lots of posters and things like that, because I was imagining this was just a room they stay in and they have some stuff in. They don't live here, so that is why there's no posters and things on the wall. I think that makes sense though. But anyway, that's pretty much it for this build. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you give this video a big thumbs up. You can also subscribe to the channel if you have not already, and if you click that bell, it'll turn on notifications to be notified of every single time I upload a new video. Thank you guys so very much for watching, and I will see you all soon. Bye everybody.